in many years ago in an interview with Juan Tamarit, the girl asked to Juan, if you go to a desert island, what you take with you? Okay, she was thinking he will take the deck because we are magician, we are freaky, so we take the deck with us. And Tamarit answered, if I go to a desert island, okay, I take with me a spectators because without spectator it's not possible to do magic.
Welcome to Magic Up Close. We are here with Dani DaOrtiz, folk hero, magic Buddha, master of chaos.
Wow.
El maestro de cartomagia.
A friend.
De España, a friend. And I'm very honored that you are here, Dani, to speak with us today. Many people flew from across the country, were racing at their computers to click the button to get tickets for these shows, these 7 shows that you just performed here at 69 Atlantic, 7 standing ovations, raucous pandemonium, absolute tornado.
Because the people is very, very nice.
The people are very nice. And also I think more than anything, inside of this tornado of wonder, they can feel your pure joy, alegría pura. Dani, is it possible for you to perform magic without joy? Is it possible have you ever performed magic and not enjoy it? ¿Has actuado en un momento en tu vida sin alegría?
Never.
Never.
Never, because I think magic is connection between persons, no? And the person feel what you are feeling. In my style of magic, okay, the magic is exactly what I feel. I never say something is not true. Everything what I say is because I live. When I talk about my master, when I talk about my family, when I talk about, it's not possible to interpret. I don't interpret. Okay, I am me doing magic. So if my day is not good, the people feel. So I pretend before I start the show, don't see my phone. I see my phone, but don't see the news. Don't try to open the WhatsApp. Don't try to see something personal. Because if, for example, my daughter tell me, Father, I have a little problem. Can you help me? And I need to work. Now the show will be horrible. Okay, because what I feel, the people feel. I work for person, and for me, it's very, very, very difficult to interpretate, to say something that I don't feel.
You mean like act?
Yeah, in the art.
To pretend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
pretend.
It's not possible. It's no. I do magic not for spectators. I do magic for persons.
And do you have a ritual before the show that
No.
you do? No.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Always enjoy.
People can feel that. Absolutely.
This is what I try.
You say a story during the show
Yeah.
about Juan,
Yeah.
desert island.
Yeah.
Would you share that with the listeners?
This is only one from many, many, because Juan always talking the same way. For one, the more important, I talked with Gabi. Gabi was another master in magic, Gabi Paredes. And always he told me the difference between Juan, René Lavand, and Arturo Ascanio, for example. No, he say, if you want to see Arturo Ascanio or you want to see René Lavand, you need you need to be a specific public, no, with con cultura, with culture.
Like a sophisticated audience.
Okay, if you listen, for example, René Lavand, you need to understand
poetry and Borges and yeah.
In the case of Juan make spectators. Doesn't matter the culture, doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter. Juan is making a spectator from the second zero. He's making, and when the people is ready, now I go for what you want to see. That you want to see is what you want to see. It's completely different and I'm coming from Juan Tamarit's school, also from Lena Green School in another way, but from Juan Tamarit's school. So for Juan Tamarit, a spectator is the more important thing, okay? And the history is this one. In many years ago, in an interview with Juan Tamarit, the girl asked to Juan, if you go to a desert island, what you take with you? Okay, she was thinking he will take the deck because we are magician, we are freaky, so we take the deck with us. And Tamarit answered, if I go to a desert island, okay, I take with me a spectators because without spectator it's not possible to do magic. The difference between magic and another art is magic, you need a spectator front than you. If you are a musician, okay, you can play and you listen and you, wow, it's unbelievable. If you are painting, you paint, you see it's unbelievable. But in magic, I know the secret. It's not possible to do magic for myself. In magic, you need one spectator minimum from that you that don't know what you are doing. This is the difference between magic and the rest. It's no better and worse, it's only the different. For that, it's very important to think in the spectator, because yes or yes, you need a spectator. In music, you can think only in you, in what you know, in what you need to do, where you put my finger, now what I do, because who is listening you is not important. It's good, but it's not important. Important is you need to be better. The person don't influence you, but in magic, the person influence you 100%.
Right.
Because you need the feedback of the person.
The magic only exists in the mind of the spectator.
Yeah. The spectator is your guitar in the magic.
How do you think about the effect, the emotional, the intellectual, the psychological effect that you have on the spectator? When you think about what you're trying to inspire in them, the emotions you're trying to create, what do you think about?
If you ask, for example, to Luis Piedrahita about my magic, Luis Piedrahita always say my magic is like a cinema magic. Okay, you go, you sit, and now you see a cinema. And when you finish, you ask, but you cry, you lie, what you feel. No, what scene you like more. Not what trick you like more. What you feel. Only what you feel.
Yeah.
But the effect, for example, the big difference between Juan and me, okay, I talked with Juan many, many times, is the trick of Juan Tamariz is around 5 minutes, one trick. In 5 minutes, I did 10 tricks. Okay? Spectator is not possible to remember what I did because it's too many things. But the spectator remember me. Okay? I am front than the trick. All right? The magician is an archetype. Okay? The important is the person. What you do is interesting because you are interesting. But you are interesting and not depend of the effect. Depend of many things happening at the same time. Depend of your empathy, depend of your passion, depend what you say, depend of your humility, your humildad, or humility.
Humility, yeah.
Humility. For example, when you are talking with the spectators, okay, it's not possible you are in another level, because if I tell you, you will take a car and I am God and I know what is your car, you are making an emotional conflict with the spectator. When you make an intellectual conflict, the spectator want to win. Okay, then it's a war between magician and spectator. It's not a teamwork. Okay, in my case, I have, for example, a running gag, and the running gag is different ways. And the running gag is, I don't care, it's your life. Look there, I put the deck there, I am very far. Always, me is very distant of the secret. Okay, this is the psychology rules. Everything happening, but I don't know how, in the bulbul, okay? So spectator feel I am not God. It's not me, I am not better than another one. I am one more looking the same in the bulbul. And this is great because if you can do that, you are making a team. If the spectator is in your team, a spectator don't want to lost. A spectator don't want you fail. If you fail, he's sad.
Yeah.
If you make a conflict and you side, he's win. If you don't make a conflict and you fail, he's sad. And this is why when I simulate to fail, okay, the spectator is sad, he's happy, but doesn't matter because I see you don't care, so I don't care, all right? But when I now show you that was not a error, your emotion now is wow, bro, because this is what I want to feel. And say thank you very much again for to give me. So a spectator is under your control every second.
So your performance, I find, is without ego. You say it's about you and not the tricks, but at the same time, it is about that togetherness. And it's not about I'm smarter than you or I fooled you. And it seems to me that a lot of people first get into magic because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel smart. It feeds their ego. And unfortunately, many professional magicians also perform in order to feed their ego. You are creating a collective experience. How is it that we encourage more magic to be without ego? Or how is it that you can remove that ego from magic?
What I do is a style, okay, like another style. If another magician don't do what I do, is great, okay. What I am using is a dramatic weapon for drama, okay, like in a theater. It's not what you need to do. is the way I use only for that. The people don't see ego in my case for what I tell you, because always me, I am very far than the secret. The magic happened with a borrowed deck. I say I never touch. I say you do everything you should. You do. The magic for me, the stage, okay, always is open. Never happen here. My hand is not here, 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 here. No, happen here, happen there, happen there. Happen. You shuffle, you do, you say, you, and I am always very, very far. Okay. Also, I act the spectator always. I touch the spectator too much. I say, when I start, I say, can you come very, very close like you love me? Because I need to touch you. To touch is the best way for to make empathy. If you are far, it's like if I tell you hello. If I say hello and I do like so, it's like a, "Bleh." But if I say hello, can you help me? Okay, tell me. Now it's like, okay, what I do is the energy is different. I need to transfer the energy. I learned many, many things from René Lavam, okay? For example, all this is from René, okay? For example, I never change spectators. Spectator is always the same, okay, with me always. Why? Because I am making the character of everyone. Always I use a girl here and 3 months. Always the same, all right? Why? Because I am educating my muscle memory. I am working exactly the same every time. So if something is good, something happened and it's good, automatically this pass to my muscle memory. And because this will be exactly the same situation, the next I will use without to think.
So there's so much chaos, but there's some element
Never
keep-
chaos.
never
Chaos.
chaos
Everything is under control.
under control.
Never you see it or shows.
Yeah,
and
that's
this
right.
year,
That's right.
everything is under
But there is a feeling of chaos.
Yes, this is another thing from Leonard Green. Now I talk about that if you want. But what I tell you is, I use for a spectator and I make the personality to everyone. It's a fake personality, but it's not the real personality, but it's very, very important. Why? For example, spectator to my left, when I in the show, I make like a stupid spectator. Stupid in a good word. Stupid is like a little thinking in the. For example, I say, take any car, but don't wait until the last. Okay? He don't wait until the last. I am making you a little stupid. Stupid in the good words.
Yeah.
But why? Why? Because if I am making different character in different spectator, when I do, for example, the any car, any number, one spectator say a car, another spectator say a number, and the car is in the number, this trick is stronger if you count than if you count, because you are stupid, because you fail many, many times.
Yeah.
So now, if you count and the car is there, it's like a wow, because the people feel you fail many, many times. So what I am doing is making different personalities. Okay,
That's wonderful.
it's a very good. But this is drama. This is theater. This is one more time how the effect is not important.
Well, I was talking more about the effect you have on the
Yeah,
audience.
yeah. Yeah.
Because look, sometimes the
But the
effect
effect is
goes-
the addition to many things. Effect is the conclusion.
the impact.
The impact. Yeah. Another rules always I use is it from Juan Tamariz.
Yeah.
Always he say, in the first few seconds, okay, you need to say who are you, okay, how are you, cómo eres tú, how are you,
Okay.
and what are you doing,
Uh,
okay. This is what you need to do in the first seconds, okay, because the spectator is a little lost. For example, if the spectator is coming to look at me, okay, and spectator is magicians, for me it's very good because now expectation is very high. I only need to finish only that. Very easy for me. All right. But if the layman don't know me, okay, I need to put the layman the same level than magicians. For that, the begin is very important. When I do the improvisation, when I say, if you remember my show, okay, in the begin, what I am doing is talking about me. Very strong magic, very fast magic. I never touch. I am very lucky. It's with your borrowed deck. I don't do secret. Everything is talking about me. What you see after that is the same, but more prolonged. More prolongado, more
yeah. Extended. Yeah.
extended, okay? But in the first seconds, I talk about me. Now the spectators say, no way, this is unbelievable. I want to see. Okay? For me, it's a error, for example, for me or for my style, for my way to think. If you do a trick, 5 minutes when you start, because spectator is lost. In the few seconds, in the first second, a spectator need to understand who are you. Who are you? What you're doing
Yeah.
is the more important, because now when the spectator now understand, now spectator open for enjoy.
I think all of this is really great advice for any performing artist or maybe any artist.
This is a theater rules.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's something specific about magic, about the when I say the effect, I mean the emotion, the emotional, I don't want to use the word distress, but like I'm watching the people here and they are going through an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
That effect, that what happens in their mind, how do you think about what it is that what you're doing to them, basically?
I know exactly what happened in the mind, or I try, because it's exactly what I want happen in the mind. If I put a deck here, this is for nothing. If I tell me a number, this is for nothing. If I move my phone, it's for nothing. Because the only thing exists is what the spectator remember. It's the only thing. So the work of every magician is to make memories. It's only that. Okay? I don't pretend to do something that the spectator don't will remember, because if not, why I do? I can do like a secret. Okay? But so what I need to do, for example, my magic happen in 5 pilar like a maximum. In every of my trick is very, very chaotic, okay? But the trick is very, very clear. You can understand exactly what is happening. For that is very, very strong. The pilar is what the spectator remember. It's nothing more. If I tell you, tell me what is the triumph trick, you tell me you shuffle face up and face down, or carry face down, except the shoes card. It's only 4 pillars. If you need to remember if the deck is blue, if the deck is that, if the deck is, and you need to remember more than 5, you lost.
Oh.
Okay? If you lost, you don't feel, because it's the information is ambiguity. I don't remember very well.
Yeah.
I don't remember very well. For that, everything what I do need to be like a maximum in 5 pillars. People need to remember. For that, for example, when I finish the trick, before the finish, I say the pillar and I say, this trick is unbelievable. You remember you shuffle. You say any card. The deck was completely borrowing. If your card is in your position, this is great. And I say what I want you remember. And now, because your brain is selective, the memory is selective, now when you listen me, you know what you can discard. And you only remember what I want you remember. I am making the memory of the spectator. Also, for example, I can make the memory of the spectator every second. I can, for example, the difference between to think a card or to take a card, the only difference is if you remember if the card was chosen or not. Imagine I tell you, okay, take a card. Very good. You have the card, look at the card and think in your card. Think in your card. From this moment, every time I tell you you are thinking one card, you will tell me yes, because I tell you think in your card. Okay. And now I continue. When I am in the end of the trick, is coming a new spectator for first time. And the new spectator listen that. Okay, you are thinking one card? Okay, tell me for first time what are you thinking? Bluff, this is the card. And he say, wow. Because what he experienced is he's thinking one card, and the card was there, and the magician choose know what is the thinking card. So the difference between a thinking card is if you see or not how he choose the card. It's only that. So in my magic, I use the psychology for remove the moment where you choose the card. Because if you remove that from your memory and this don't exist, this is a thinking card. One more time, what I am doing is manipulating your memory. Because what happens, what the spectators see and what real happens never is the same. The only important thing is what you think happened. One more time, I was with Juan Tamarit many years ago, with another friend, Juan Esteban Varela, a great magician from Chile, living now in Malaga, a few meters from me. And happened us something very, very interesting with Juan many years ago. We was in a restaurant, and one layman was coming and recognizing to Juan and say to Juan, oh, unbelievable. Juan is very, very popular in Spain also for layman.
He's like Kermit the Frog. He's that famous.
For the TV. and say, Juan, this is unbelievable. I remember one day in Madrid, in the casino of Madrid, you show me one trick. I can't sleep. That was unbelievable. I remember how I was there, and you take your hat. The deck was in my hand. I was there, and you tell me any card, and I say four heart, and I say how the card was coming from the deck and floating to your hat. That was unbelievable. And the guy leave. And Juan Esteban Varela asked to Juan, what trick you do for him? And Juan say, exactly that. Exactly that.
Right. Because the memory is the part that's
Exactly that.
right.
You are making memories. You are not making a trick. Doesn't matter what was the trick.
So you touched on something there that is fascinating to me. The guy loved this trick, but also he couldn't sleep because of this trick. And there is this conflict in the emotions of the spectator. How do you think about the feelings? What's the perfect feeling that they should be, that you want them to be feeling?
What I try always in every show is imagine one spectator see one of my show, okay? And he leave and see another spectator. And the other spectator say, what you see? And this guy say, I don't know, go to see him. This is what I try to do.
Okay.
Exactly that. This special feeling is a mix of many, many emotions.
Yeah.
This is what I try. I don't know but this is what
it is. I see. People are in anguish and in ecstasy at the same time. And they shout. And they hug each other. That guy last night was hugging his friend every time you did. And they're just in such joy, but there is also a touch of anger.
I try to make an emotion forever. I remember this day when I see this guy. I don't know if I find no, but for magician it's very easy because magician know you, follow you. But I try to make a show that 20 years later, when you are talking with your son, you say, one day I see a magician that floating one card from my deck to the head.
Yeah.
This is what I try to do. For that you need to make emotion, different emotion, to make a feeling very, very strong in the spectator, because the important in drama is you need to be on the expectation. The spectator, when he's coming to see a trick, is waiting to see a trick, nothing more. But when the spectator see a show where the personality is stronger than the trick, it's a very good surprise. Okay, I am coming here to see a few tricks, and I leave from here living a very good experience. And the trick is the less.
Well, to make the trick, you need many techniques, a deep knowledge of many, many techniques.
Sorry, yeah.
That comes with study.
Yeah.
But to have the personality, how does that develop?
My personality is my best technique. It's the best cover. Because spectators don't want to see what I am doing, because spectators don't care what I am doing. So for me, it's very easy to do many, many things completely open. If you see my show with another eyes, and you see some time, you can see how many, many things I do completely open. And spectators don't see, because spectators don't want to see, don't care. And I say my personality is the best cover, the best technique I can use.
So you teach a lot of magic.
Yeah.
Many people came to see these shows because they have studied some of your videos, or they have read some of your books. How do you encourage those new magicians maybe not to focus so much on the technique and to be interested in the personality and the performance? How do you get them to not become obsessed with the secrets?
Always I say in every of my seminar, in every of my trick, I talk about the personality, the person, the drama, the emotion, the sensation, the spectator. I talk about that, and I talk very little about the technique, because the technique is something you need to put. Because if I tell you also how you need to do, I am talking about a style. I don't want change your style. I only want you feel in the spectator doing the magic that you do. It's possible you are very technical. It's possible you are serious. It's possible. You don't need to do the magic that I do.
Some people say, oh, nobody can do the magic that you do, but you.
This is not true.
I agree.
This is because you don't understand what I am doing. Why? Because what I use is, I work for magician. So if I do the technique of the doubler, the people know, the magician know what I am doing. I don't fool you. I don't want to fool you. I want to make the motion like a layman. So many technique I don't use because I know you know. It's only for that. So I use psychology technique. What happened with the psychology technique? Psychology technique is something not tangible. It's a
It's
subliminal.
not tangible. It's
Okay.
intangible.
You don't know when I am using. You only know if I use very bad. If I take the tech and I do a specific movement, I only need to do this specific movement for a specific thing. In technical. In psychology, no. If I do a question, it's a question. But the question have another sense. For example, I use the symbols, punctuation symbols, what I
Punctuation, like
punctuation.
a comma, a period, an exclamation point.
Great. All right. This is what I talk in my seminar, for example. Punctuation symbol is my stronger weapon. What is that? Punctuation symbol is the communication between two persons. Okay. Exclamation or question mark. A question mark is a stronger one because you need the feedback. When I do a question, I need your answer. So every time I do a question, your brain put the 100 focus in the question, okay? Because you know I need your feedback. One of my students, okay, Cristobal from Colombia, he say, what I do is a language, like a English, like a Spanish, it's a language communication with the spectator because every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, like a maximum, is happening something. What I say is very important, like punctuation symbol, okay? How I touch the deck, how I move. I never am here. I never be here.
I love how much contrast there is. There's not a lot on stage. There's a lot of contrast in the staging in your show.
Okay. Talking with Juan Tamariz again, many years ago, Juan told me, Danny, you have a problem with your show. If Juan tell you have a problem, it's because the problem is very big. It's true. Juan tell me, the problem is the beginning of your show is so strong. When you go to the half, it's very strong. But this is the problem. When you are in the end, it's very strong. And I say, what's the problem? And the problem is when the spectator assimilates something, when the spectator feel emotion, okay, lost the surprise because always is the same. You are watching the same. If I tell you, look this shape, pluff, now it's floating, you say, oh my God, it's unbelievable. 15 minutes later, you tell me, okay, you can put the chair on the floor. But now I tell you, no, look, this another chair, floating again. Say, okay, but I leave the same before. The problem of magician is floating chairs all the act. It's floating chairs. Because magicians think the success of the act is the stronger effect.
That they'll be more successful if the effect is stronger.
Yeah, but you are floating chairs, only that. Because this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable, but the motion is the same. So when Juan told me that many years ago, I start to think about the show. And this is why I make the rules of the 15 minutes. The rules of the 15 minutes is never happened nothing, never happened the same more than 15 minutes. If I am 15 minutes stand-up, I need to be a seat. If I am more than 15 minutes sit with the spectator seat, the spectator need to be a stand-up. If I need everything in a visual part and in the structure of the trick, need to change. If I am 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes, making like a pa trick, if I continue like so, spectator is tired. This is why I do any calorie number. This is almost 10 minutes without effect until the end. Okay? Everything I am making the contrast. This is only for the spectator to be relaxed, okay? And the spectator can assimilate what the spectator is watching. For example, in the middle of my show, I talk about my heroes. I talk about my masters. I am serious. I am very serious.
Yeah, it's heartfelt, and people can sense that.
It's another emotion. Don't live before. It's different. You are manipulating the emotion of the spectator, manipulating for a good thing, of course, for the act, for the show, for to try to make what I tell you before. The structure is very, very important of the trick. The trick is not the same trick. Look the same, but different emotions. Because I do 3 triumphs in my show. I don't know in this show, but usually I can do 3 triumphs. But the spectator don't care. And the spectator, when I do the triumph of the homage to Diverno, the people say, wow, this is great. And the people see one triumph before. And the reaction is different. For to do that, what I do is I separating the block. Every block in my show is 15 minutes. All right. But every block have a scent. For example, the first 15 minutes is, ¿cómo se diría? Metralleta.
Like a machine gun.
Like a machine gun. It's a pa, 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 pa. In the next 15 minutes, need to be completely the opposite. It's a very long trick without multiple effects, okay? In the next 15 minutes, I need to do a relaxed trick where I talk about master and I do the homage. I do Diverno, I do Tamadid, blah, 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 blah. And in the end, all right, I do in flamenco, for example, in the music flamenco, you can see the guitar play, you can see the dancer, later you can see the singer, but in the end, you see the party, the final party is around the fire, okay? It's everybody on the same moment, the same, okay? In my magic, I do the same. The final is chaotic, the final is me. The final is everything what you see through the show, okay? Now you can see, for example, usually I finish with the suit, with the guy with the suit, okay? When I finish,
Just to clear for the audience, you spray the cards in the air, kick your foot, and catch it in your toes.
yeah, this like effect is no good. After everything you see, it's good, but after everything you see, but this trick all about me. If you close your eyes and you listen the show, blah, 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 it's music, it's cows, it's blah, it's blam, 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 blam. When I finish and I leave, it's the silence. It's like a shit what I leave. And when you open your eyes, what is on the table, what is on the floor, is exactly me. It's the chaos. And this is what I try to do. This is the final picture. If I am a magician, is coming, doing some trick, another trick, another trick, another trick, very good, the Aces Assembly, any trick, okay, and now I finish and leave, it's nothing calling about you. Where is the magician? You need to como dice, impregnar tu presencia.
Like to imbue your presence.
The people is leaving from the room, working on your car, on your chaos. So it's like, oh my God, what I see. When the people wake up and go back to his mind, this influence the experience.
It's making more memories.
Yes, this is what I try to do. Okay.
You talk a lot about the lineage.
About?
The lineage, the los maestros.
Yes.
The people that have come before.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in that lineage? Because you're no longer a young man. You are now the maestro.
45 now.
Yeah, so
I am 45, but I am very, very lucky for that because I meet my master when I was very, very, very young. Very young. I know Juan with 9 years until now.
Right, you were 9 years old, so it's almost 40 years you've known him.
Yeah.
But now, some of the masters, they will be passing on, and that means that this new generation, look, you got a little gray in the beard, my friend. Now you have ascended to that role.
But I never talk about me because I am in the present.
Of course, no, you're there, but there's something special about close-up magic.
Yeah.
That we know all these people that have come before.
I remember one day when I write my first, this is a very good anecdote, okay? When I write my first book, Freedom of Expression, all right? Now this is very popular here because I published now here, 3 years ago, but the first edition I published 20 years ago in Spain, all right? Or more than 20 years ago. And I was very, very scary because I say, everything here is from Juan, but it's not from Juan. Everything is mine, and Juan don't use because Juan don't know. But everything is influenced by Juan Tamariz's school, psychology. It's not for Juan. Juan do nothing from the book. But I don't feel I was very young. I don't feel very, very, very good because I say, shit, it's my book. I will take money with that. But many, many things here, the tilt is from Juan. So in 2 years, I say nothing to Juan about the book. But Juan no. And Juan was in silence, always in silence, because I was waiting the good moment. I was scary, and I remember one day I am with him in his house, many times alone, until 6, 7 in the night, from 6 in the afternoon. I remember around 12 in the night, I say, Juan, I need to talk with you. He know everything, of course. I take my book, I put my book here, and I say, okay, this is for you. This is this is all my thinking about you. It's my material, but it's not about you. I was very scary because I don't know if you lie, don't lie. And Juan, he was waiting this moment. Juan look at me and say, if Slidini never exists Juan Tavares. And move the book and continue talking. That was great. Yeah, that was great. So in this case, I say, if Hoffinser don't exist, if Dave Varno don't exist, if Juan Tamari don't exist, if Leonard Green don't exist Dani DaOrtiz. For me, the future is the present. It's true. I work every day in new thing completely. I have many, many things at the same time. I'm very lucky because I am with me Javier Natera, you know very well. I have also my sister is working with me. I have a very good group in Grupo Caps in my team, and so help me to do everything. But I am now I am writing 5 books at the same time. 5 books at the same time. I have a Dani DaOrtiz platform. In the platform is with the EI. Okay, it's unbelievable. It's more than 1,000 tricks published. I remember the last summer, I was recording in my studio, in my villa, in Villa Caps, in Estepona. I was recording more than 3,000 videos. Very short video because it was very technique, very psychology concept for my platform. I have the Enfilo, another platform. I have the many, many things. But, como se dice, no tengo prisa.
You're not in a hurry.
No, I am doing, relax. Now I do that, now I do that, now I film that. When it's finished, I publish, nothing more. But I am working on. Javier Natera also, always is thinking. He's very clever, and he know more than me about everything what is happening, what is new, the new inquietudes of the people. So he tell me, we need to do that. Now we need to do that. Now that. Now, and he help me. If I like, I do. If I don't like, I don't do. But I am doing many, many things at the same time. Many things at the same. Also, because I have a family, okay, daughters. Also, my travels, okay, is very, very short always. I never do more than 1 week, except 2 times per year, okay, because everything. For example, here to United States, all right, I don't come more than 2 times per year, never. Always my travel need to be maximum 5 days in Europe because I have daughter, because for me it's more important the family than the world, the magic and nothing, okay? Now, doesn't matter because now my daughter is before I don't travel for see her, but now her don't see me because he's a student at university. I have a villa in Estepona. Okay, it's 3,000 meter of house for magician only. I buy for magician where I do my master class, where I filming everything. Okay, and it's for magician. And my family is there. My family know every magician. My family is my family, and the magician family is the same. For example, Leonard Green sometimes when call me, right, tell me, can I talk with Daniela? I say, Leonard, I am here. Yeah. You are later. Okay, Danny. Tamarit, no, because my family always is with magician. My house always is with magician, always. ¿Cómo se dice? Los hijos, the children of the magician, is the very near friends of my children. Because it's the same family. So always is there, always is playing. For example, when in Villacaps, it's possible I am traveling, but there is magicians. There is magician. It's Christian Emblem or Madi Girbre or Lena Gray, or always is magician there. But not always we are studying car. No. For example, I do barbecue one per week, every week when I am there. And he's coming.
And you cook.
I cook always. And he's coming, magician from my friends is coming from Seville, from Cadiz, from Malaga, okay? And we play footballing. No, we play the little football. We play
A little with the handles, right?
Yeah, we play ping pong. There is a swimming pool. There is a sauna. So the people is there. No, always we are like a very serious. Of course, we talk about, but it's a family. And my daughter is there always. So
she's learning through osmosis.
Yeah, it's my family is magician and family Kalnar family.
I have one more question.
Also, my mother is with the magicians.
Yeah.
My mother like to make food for magicians always. Everybody always ask me, but your mother make the meatballs or your mother made and my mother very happy. Yes, yeah, because yeah. All my friend magician know my mother, my wife, my daughter, because it's there.
Part of your family.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting close to the end. So I have one more question.
Yeah.
But it's a big one. Why do you love magic so much?
I don't know. I think it's for Juan. Okay, and I explain you why. Always I say like Divernon. I say I start with magic with 4 years old, and with the time I understand I lost 4 years in my life. When you are 4 years, this is true. I start with 4 years. When you start with 4 years, you are no conscience what you are doing. In this moment, in the Spanish, in Spain, había have the TV show Un, Dos, Tres was the name of the TV show. Okay, it's only one channel in this moment, and Tamarit was there. Okay, almost every week. And my parents always tell me when Tamarit appear, my face changing. Okay, but Tamarit do car magic, and I don't know. With 4 years old, I don't know about car magic, but I fascinating with one. So in Spain, it's typical you start with Magia Borràs. Magia Borràs is a magic box
like a kit
that you always give in the 6th of January, the king of the day of the king.
Yeah, right. The Three Kings Day.
In Christmas. Okay, you always do. In my case, don't give me that. Give me a box from Juan Tamariz. Okay, Conjunto Mágico de Carta was the name. Was not from Juan, from Santiago de la Riva, but Juan put a little book and in the cover put the Juan image for sell more. Okay, so my parents give me that because I when I see Juan, I say, okay, it's 2 decks. I understand nothing. I remember, was it una tía mía, one hand, okay, read the books to me and show me the trick because I don't know to read. It's true. It's true.
So you were learning card tricks before you learned to read.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. With Santiago de la Riva, with the box. And I start like, so I don't know when, ni why, I don't know. But I start. When I know Juan, with 9 years, my mother picked me to Seville in bus. Okay, 6 hours. Well, travel. And Juan see that. Juan said because the show was 7:30 and I was there 6. And Juan go to the theater to prepare light and everything, and I was there. And my mother stopped Juan. I say, hey Juan, this is my children. He love you. Blah blah blah. I start to talk. All right. I know that later because Juan tell me. From this moment, Juan feel my emotion for Maya and for him, and when he was coming to Malaga, always, not he directly, but through Alan. Alan is the Marchese is coming, or for another, always call to my mother for I go to Malaga. But Juan, he do the theater, he finish the theater, and he go with magician to the bar until 4 in the night. I was there every time. For me, that was the magic. This is why I do magic for magician. Because when I see Juan in theater, okay, it's good. It's good. But what I love is when Juan start to fool magicians. Because when Juan go to the bar, with another magician, okay? And I say, this is what I want to do. I want to travel around the world with friends, magicians, and try to fool magician. I do that without to know I want to do that. Because it's what you see in your parents. Okay, this is magic, this is the magic, I want to do that. Okay? In the moment you are conscious, it's late. Now you are in the middle of your drink. Okay? And this is why I do what I do. It's only for that.
Well, I'm so glad that you do what you do. And a lot of people feel the same as me. Thank you so much for
Thank
chatting
you.
with us. And it's been a wonderful time having you here performing.
Sure. Thank you very much, my friend.